Hi, and welcome to another training video by DKB Household. We're shooting today from Kitchen Kitchen, which is in beautiful Indian Wells, California. Kitchen Kitchen is over 40 years old, and it's actually a second generation store. It's a beautiful place, and we're really grateful that they let us be here today.
This is going to be so much fun. We've got a lot to cover with everybody today. We're going to talk about the new gourmet drum grater from Xylus, as well as the London collection from Cole & Mason. And also we're going to do spring must-haves.
Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
I'm thrilled today to be able to introduce to you a brand new Xylus product. It is our gourmet drum grater. And with this, I'm gonna make some fantastic latkes. Plus, I'm gonna show you a really great kitchen hack using one of our most iconic products. First, let's take a look at our gourmet drum grater. First thing you're gonna see is this cardboard tube. It houses the stainless steel drums that are used inside the product. We have one for coarse grating, one for fine grating, and one for slicing. But if those drums don't meet your needs, there are other ones available for separate purchase. We have this one, which is for pureeing. Think mashed potatoes. We have this one, which is called a bircher, and that's great with fruit. And finally, we have the julienne. Let's say you're making a salad, you want some long strips of carrot, this is the one you want to use. The second thing you'll notice is this part right here. This is the body of the drum grater. It's really heavy, it's really substantial. That's because this is made of cast aluminum. And you take the stainless steel drum and put it inside, you have a tool that can stand up to any household project. Now, the last thing I want to do is show you how to put this whole thing together to use in your kitchen. We're going to use this one, the coarse drum. You want to put the drum into the body so that little part comes out the other end. Go back to your box and you find the crank. Fit this crank on there and then you turn this dial to fix it on. Final thing is you want to know how to adhere this to a tabletop or a counter. There are two ways to do that. One, go back in the box and find this table clamp. You take your unit, the top of the bracket, it's right in the top, and then you take it to a countertop and you screw it together so it's nice and tight. There is a second way to secure this to a tabletop, and that is by engaging this little plunger here. There's a suction cup at the bottom of our grater and gives you a really nice firm grip. Now when you go and you put the suction cup in place, and this is still kind of wobbly, undo everything, take a little water, put it on the bottom of the suction cup, and then engage it. Usually that'll do the trick and give you that firm seal that you need to use this. That's our general introduction. Let's start making our latkes. First thing I want to do is introduce you to our ingredients. Here we have half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, 2 whole large eggs, half a cup of matzo meal, 1 pound of potatoes, scrubbed and cleaned and cut into sizes that are going to fit inside the hopper at the top of our grinder. These are russet potatoes. If you don't have russet potatoes, Yukons are a great substitute. Finally, half a pound of onion, again cut in sizes that are going to fit in the hopper of our drum grater. So to get started, we're going to take a bowl to catch all the food that comes out, and we're going to load up our hopper and take the final piece that's in the box. You can see that there is this little channel that lines up with a nub that's inside of the plunger. Start with your onions first. And when we put our potatoes through, those potatoes are going to catch any leftover onion pieces or any juice and give our latkes maximum flavor. Now we're going to put our potatoes through. And it's going to be the same process. We're just going to grind away. And what we are left with is this bowl that has 1 pound of grated potatoes, half a pound of grated onion. Now here comes that kitchen hack I was telling you about. I'm gonna take our very iconic salad spinner and use it to remove all the excess water from my onions and potatoes. Now the classic way to do this is people take a kitchen towel and wring the onions and potatoes out in that. This way is just a lot faster and a lot cleaner. Now if you look at the bottom of the bowl, here is a bunch of water that would go inside the latkes, and inside the oil, it gets splattering everywhere. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna dump it out, I'm gonna dry it off with a paper towel. We're gonna take our onions and our potatoes, we're gonna put it back in. To this mixture, we're gonna add our other ingredients. Half teaspoon of pepper, our half teaspoon of salt. This is our matzo meal, our 2 whole eggs. We are now gonna use one of our wheat handle plastic new tools. We're gonna mix this all up. On the stove, I have a cast iron pan that I fill with just enough oil so it's a depth of about 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna dump it all out. Take a kitchen tool, like a bench scraper, try and form this into a nice square or rectangle. and make sure it's maybe half an inch or so. I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna cut these in half. We wanna divide each one into 3 sections. So here, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 latkes. Now we have 6. There's 9, 12. If you want, you can use a kitchen scale to do this. I think these are perfect in their imperfect size and shape though. Now we're gonna get ready to fry these. One of the ways you can tell if your oil is hot enough is to take some potato, just throw it in there. If you get a nice sizzle like that, you know your oil is ready to go. This oil right now is between 325 and 375 if you're using a thermometer. If your oil is hotter than that, let's say it's 390, it's gonna burn the outside before the inside cooks. Less than that, let's say 310, the oil is too cold to fry, and you're gonna get an oily, greasy end product. So we're gonna take a little bundle, make it into a patty, and you don't wanna drop this from a high height. A lot of people do that because they're afraid of getting splattered. One of the ways to not do that is to drop your product as close to the oil as you're comfortable doing. The other thing I like to do is lay them in away from me. That way, if there's any splash, it's going away from you and not towards you. We're gonna let these cook for 3 minutes on a side, and then we're gonna turn them over. Let's take a look at how they're doing. These are golden brown, delicious. These are exactly what I was hoping they'd look like. I am so excited. So we're gonna turn all these over and let them cook for 3 more minutes on the other side. So the latke has been cooking for 3 minutes on the other side. We're gonna take them out of the oil and finish preparing them. It's really important when you're removing the latkes that we take them onto a tray that's covered with paper towels to absorb any extra oil that might be in the latkes. You wanna turn them wet side up. Take a Derwent, a salt Derwent, set on the finest coarseness setting, and give each latke just a little extra shot of salt. I find this little kick on the end adds a whole bunch of extra flavor. So now we're gonna finish this recipe by taking the rest of our latke batter, put them in the pan, let them cook for 3 minutes on a side. Let's get ready to plate them. I love to get a really nice platter or cutting board, like one of the ones from Cole & Mason, and just lay these out in an attractive way. Now, when I'm serving my latkes, I like to serve them with classic accompaniments. So I'm talking sour cream and applesauce. Because just like if French fries are a distant cousin, well, so are baked potatoes, which of course are great with sour cream. Some people like to serve these with applesauce, and that's because the tartness and the brightness of the applesauce just cuts right through the heaviness of the latke and gives you a really nice, bright taste and mouthfeel. So there you go. There is our new drum grater from Xylus with a great and easy, fantastic recipe for latkes. I hope you use this product at home. I hope you love it like I do, and I hope you make this recipe. Thank you very much.
I'm here with the new London collection of mills from Cole & Mason. This is a brand that's been around for over 100 years, and boy, do we make some dang fine looking mills. I really like this new grouping because London takes its style from Art Deco, British industrial architecture, and really brings something a little bit modern and contemporary to the table, yet not so modern that you wouldn't put this on your kitchen if you have more of a farmhouse kitchen or something that's a little more traditional. So let's talk a little bit about the sizes and the manufacturing on these mills. London is all made from sustainable beechwood, and they all are really beautifully finished, as all Cole & Mason mills are. When you look at the wood turning on the bottom and the finishing, these are so great to have out on your kitchen table, over by your cooktop, and also amazing gifts. We've got different colors, as you can see here on the table. We have the beautiful red gloss, black gloss, and white. So those are all gonna be your high shine. And then we get into more of the matte finish in the natural beechwood and also in the chocolate. Now, in some visuals, the chocolate can look black, but it is definitely a very dark brown. You can see that a little bit better when you hold it up next to something that truly is black. These guys are gonna come in 5-inch, the 7, 8.5, 12, and in the chocolate, we've gone all the way up to a 15-inch mill. This is beautiful. This is almost like a table laying on a piece of furniture. It is really substantial, really great for people that are gonna be taking and serving tableside and grinding for their guests, or if you just want a really nice high output mill that's gonna hold a heck of a lot of pepper next to your cooktop. These do have the Precision Plus gourmet mechanisms in them, which means that it is the best mechanism we make with Cole & Mason. And that's gonna be the carbon steel for the pepper, and that's gonna be the non-corrosive ceramic for salt. So the London mills are really, really easy to fill. You're just gonna unscrew the nut on the top. This one has a P on it, so I know it's pepper. It'll be S if it's salt. pop your top off. You can use the funnels that we also have available. Whatever's easiest for you, you can spoon them in. I usually just cup my hand here and fill it up. I've already got peppercorns in here, so we'll put that top back on. And then these are all gonna be adjusted by using this nut. So if you dial it down really tight, you're gonna get fine. If you leave it really, really loose, you're gonna get coarse. And you can see how nice and smooth this mechanism grinds. Really, really easy and really, really nice output for the amount of turns. I really love the new London collection, and I think you and your retailers are going to like it too. The new Hoxton collection from Cole & Mason is kind of like the little brother to the London Mill collection. We have a beautiful 4-inch mill that's similar in design, but not identical. So if you kind of take a look here, you're going from a 4 to 5 inch between the Hoxton and the London. Little bit different shape on that, how that wood is turned, but still a really attractive mill. I like these guys because they're small, but they're still really easy to hold on to. You get mills that are sometimes real small and you can't get a good grip on them to start grinding and turning. These are super, super easy to hold on to and really, really fun. So we've done them in open stock in all of the colors. And then if you're looking for the gift set, we do that in the chocolate brown. What's nice about them being available as open stock though, is you could do some fun mixing and matching. Maybe you like a red and black combination. Maybe you like black for pepper and you want white for salt. That looks really good together. Another fun combination people like to do is taking the natural and the chocolate. So I would go maybe pepper in the darker one and salt in the lighter one. But you can have a lot of fun different combinations because they're available as open stock. I really like the new Hoxton. I think it's very complementary to the London. They're a nice grouping and offer the retailer a really well-rounded assortment of strong, solid-looking wood mills that are a little bit more contemporary than some of our traditional Cole & Mason designs. I hope you'll enjoy selling the Hoxton and the London collection together.
I'm thrilled today that I get to share with you an update on our wheat straw plastic line of long-handled tools. Now, some of you will recall having seen this at the Houseware show last March. Well, since then, the line is coming to the warehouse, and some of you have really jumped on it. And folks, I have to tell you, this line is selling way beyond anybody's expectation. The independents are loving this line. Grocery stores are loving this line. This is really a winner of a line, and I could not be more excited about it. And in this segment, I'm going to share with you a couple of the reasons why this line is doing so well and give you a couple pointers that you can share with your customer base. There are 4 reasons why I think this line is doing so well. 1, innovation. 2, it's got an eco-friendly story and that it's sustainable. Number 3, newness. You might remember within the last year or 2, buyers were saying, I only want to see something new. 4th and finally, price. Let's start by talking about innovation. The innovation here is obviously in the wheat straw plastic that's used in the handles. Now, what exactly is wheat straw plastic? Let's take a step back and talk about what a wheat plant is. When you go into a field and you see a wheat plant, it stands about 4 feet tall. And the top of that has the grain that we use to harvest. But the rest of that plant, that 4-foot stalk, is actually useless. It's like wheat waste. It's actually bundled up, burned, and thrown away. At DKB, we have found a way with our partners to take that wheat straw, break it down to its most basic compounds. And what we're looking for are the compounds called lignin and cellulose. We take those, mix them with virgin plastic and a little bit of coloring, and we get wheat straw plastic. Now, in case somebody asks or you need to know, the actual configuration of wheat straw plastic is 50% wheat straw, 49% virgin plastic, and 1% coloring. The next thing we want to talk about is sustainability. Now, when you go with the classic definition of sustainability, it is not to deplete a natural resource. Remember us just talking about wheat? Can you imagine how much useless wheat straw is in the world at any given time in any year? I can't imagine that no matter how many tools we make at DKB, we're even going to skim the surface of the availability of wheat straw. And remember, that supply is replenishing year after year. Another thing kind of related to that, but to me, I think it is really cool that we take something that is essentially wheat garbage and we make it into something beautiful and useful. Now at DKB, we are taking this sustainability story really seriously, and we're taking a very holistic view of sustainability. For example, when it comes to the materials that we use for the heads of our tools, a lot of thought was put into that. For example, if you need something that's really rigid, well, we're using nylon because nothing is more sustainable than durability. If you're trying to get food out of a bowl, you want to get all that valuable food out to feed your family, there we're using silicone. Not only that, but look at the materials that we're using. All of them come from recycled resources, and all materials are meant to be recycled again. I am so proud to be part of a company that is taking sustainability so seriously. The next thing we want to talk about is newness. And folks, this line has points of newness all over the place. For example, this is a long-handled tool line. That's brand new for us. Now, some of you may say, hey, we've seen long-handled tools before, but not this big an assortment. DKB has taken a very holistic, a comprehensive look to create an assortment for preparing, cooking, and serving food. Not only that, but the color palette, it's brand new for us, as is the sustainability story. Now, as much as I like to talk about the newness of the line, I think the oldness needs to be talked about for just 1 second, because this line is full of the Xylus effect. Those little engineering thoughts, tweaks, design elements that bring Swiss engineering to life with our tools. For example, if you take a look at the handle, you'll see right here that there are ridges or lines in the handle. Those are put there so that when you hold the handle, your hand has something to grip. You have a better grip on the tool even when it's wet. Another really cool design feature is you'll notice that the handle is thinner here at the bottom than at the top. That is so when you're gripping the handle, it fits more naturally in your hand and again, gives you a better grip. My favorite design element here is actually on the back of some of the round tools like this ladle. I'm referring to this little flat disc right here. This is put on there so that when we put the tool on a table or countertop, it's not gonna rock or fall over. Again, Swiss engineering and creativity just lives in our new line of tools. The last thing that people are really getting excited about is price. Here, DKB has done their homework because this line is competitively priced. Most of the tools here are gonna sell for under $9.95. In fact, 21 of the 23 tools here are either $7.95 or $8.95, and only 2 of them are $9.95. Folks, I'm hoping that that's sending all sorts of signals to your brain in imagining what your sales presentation is gonna be. Because I could see going to a customer and saying, hey, look, you can have Mr. Boring McBland, been there, done that before, everyone else has the same tool, or for a competitive price, you can take a brand new tool from Xylus, which has unique technology, the wheat straw plastic technology. It has a sustainability story and all the little tweaks that make Xylus tools that much better than anything out there. I want to wrap up by addressing a question that's being asked by a lot of people, and that is confirming what the materials for the heads of the tools are made of. The heads of the tools are made from 3 materials. Again, if we need something that has to be rigid, so for flipping, the heads of those tools are made of nylon. If we're scraping in a bowl or something, those heads are made from silicone. But finally, when we need something for whisking or beating, like with a whisk, these heads are made from stainless steel. Now, whenever you say to a customer, we're using nylon and silicone, right away, they're gonna ask, what is the temper tolerance for that tool? I know it, I've been asked myself, just so you know. Each tool has its temper tolerance written on the inside of the swing card that's attached to every tool. So there you go, folks. I really hope that you're gonna take this information, go home, use these tools, and embrace this line. Because if you do, I guarantee you're gonna experience terrific sales.
Today, I'm here with my favorite spring must-haves from DKB Household, featuring bestsellers from Swissmar and Xylus. Everybody's waking up from winter hibernation and they're hungry. But all kidding aside, spring is when entertaining season really kicks off. And at DKB, we have all the must-haves for the kitchen and for making spring fun, faster, and easier than ever. Let's get into it, shall we? There are many benefits to the V-Power mandolin. First of all, it's made in Germany. It does 10 different cuts. It has 4 thicknesses where you can adjust it with this button on the side here very easily without removing the insert. And it also has a safety indicator right here. It has rubber feet on the bottom to keep it in place while using. It has a handy handle to get a very sturdy grip when in use. It's made of BPA-free plastic. It comes in 4 colors, white, orange, red, and of course green. It's made of a very high quality German stainless steel, surgical grade level sharpness. It does have a safety setting, which is very important for safe storage. It also has a storage caddy on the back to safely store the additional cutting frames. And most importantly, each mandolin comes with a food safety holder. Now, I don't care how much of a pro you think you are, you always need to use your food safety holder when you're using your mandolin. No more mandolin casualties with this baby. Let's see it in action. You can use this for a variety of things, like, for example, a cucumber. Super convenient when making a big salad or a veggie platter. The mandolin has 4 different thicknesses. So we're gonna start off by doing a thicker slice. Our food safety holder, very important. And here we go. Sliding up and down. Look at those slices, perfect. And if we wanna do thinner slices, you could do very thin slices. Safety holder, all right, and then slide up and down. Here we go. Look at those thin slices. Or how about a tomato, which can be a pain to slice, especially if you're slicing it thin. Safety holder, and let's start with thick slices. This is perfect for when you're making up a bunch of sandwiches or doing up a mozzarella and tomato platter. There you go, it's as easy as that. We're gonna go really thin now. Look at these thin, beautiful slices that were so easy to do. Or how about an orange, or any fruit for that matter? This is perfect when you're making a fruit salad, a fruit platter, or a fruit punch. Take my safety holder, adjust my thickness, and here we go. And just like that, we have our slices. Look at these beautiful slices. Or how about a potato? This is a great solution when you're making Easter casseroles or making a bunch of homemade potato chips or French fries. It is best to start off with a flat surface if you can when you're using the mandolin. Take our safety holder. Let's start with some thin slices. Wow, look at it go. And just like that, you have all your slices. And for making those homemade French fries, we're gonna need to do a blade change. And that's when our 2 blade inserts come in handy. We have a 7mm and a 3.5mm for the different thicknesses of the cuts. And for the blade change, we use our button here on the side, all the way down, lift up, put to the side, and then we put our new blade insert in, like so. And then we use our button on the side to adjust the thickness. We're ready for those French fries. Here we go. And how about carrots? For making that spring salad or carrot cake, this is a great solution. Safety holder. Voila, shredded carrots. And last but not least, an onion. I don't know anyone who enjoys dicing an onion, but you have to for all the dishes you make, like meatloaf or tuna salad, and the list goes on. The mandolin is a perfect solution for that. And just like that, we have our diced onions. Congratulations! You now know everything about the world's best mandolin cutter. Borner's V-Power V-Slicer mandolin, which makes spring entertaining easier and better than ever before. Here we have Swissmar's dual function wine and champagne pump set for preserving your wine and champagne and keeping it perfectly drinkable. It's no mystery why this is a great spring must-have. I know what you're thinking. How can I use this if I drink the entire bottle? Well, these are for the moments where you don't drink the entire bottle and you want to save some champagne for the morning, for those mimosas, or you want to savor the bottle throughout the week to really stretch that wine and champagne budget. The dual function Epivac wine saver and champagne saver is the perfect solution. It's a dual action pump for resealing both wine and champagne. The champagne pushes air into the bottle and the wine removes air from the bottle, and that's how it seals it. It comes with reusable stoppers, 2 for wine and 1 for the champagne. It also comes in a nice sturdy box for easy merchandising or storage. Let's see it in action. First, we're gonna do the wine. Take one of the wine toppers, you put it on top. It's suitable to fit pretty much all wine bottles. It's a universal size. With the pump, you press it down for wine and pull it up for champagne. So we're doing wine, we're gonna press it down, put it on top, then we're gonna pump. You could do about 10 and 25 times. It depends on how much wine or champagne is in there. Anywhere between 10 and 25 times is totally fine. Now it's sealed, it's that easy. And to release it, there's a little white lever in here. You hear the air? We just opened it, just like that. That's how it works. Now we're gonna do the champagne. So this is the resealable top for the champagne. It actually comes in 2 parts. It unscrews like this. First, you put the bottom piece on, and then the top just screws in like this. This, by the way, will fit any champagne or Prosecco bottle. It's a universal size. And so with the pump, we need to pull out the button, and now we're ready to seal. It's the same 10 to 15 times. The harder it gets, you know you need to stop. So Your champagne is sealed. This one, instead of a little white lever, on the top here says turn slowly. If you don't, the cap can fly off. Here we go. And there you go. Just like that, we sealed our wine and champagne, and we didn't have to drink the whole bottle. It's that easy. Cheers. We're gonna get cheesy with Swiss Mars adjustable wire cheese slicer. This is a great everyday cheese slicer. When you're slicing up a bunch of cheese for a cheese platter or sandwiches, this is a perfect solution for any volume slicing job. It's a real workhorse, definitely not your ordinary wire slicer, and definitely superior to other wire slicers out there on the market. It's very heavy duty, well made, built to last, very ergonomic handle, where you get a very nice sturdy grip. It's completely made of stainless steel, ambidextrous for left or right-handed users, makes perfect even slices, suitable for loaves and wedges. It has a hole at the end for hanging, very convenient. The wire is replaceable, and the list goes on. Shall we take it for a spin? We have here 3 different cheeses we're gonna try out. For starters, I have some Monterey. It's our semi-soft cheese, and this works beautifully on the cheese slicer. Look at that, it's just so easy, just like butter. With the thinner the slice, it reaches more areas on your palate, on your tongue, which makes it taste better. That's why it's very important to have a cheese slicer like this on hand. Next, we have some cheddar, which is a medium cheese or semi-soft, semi-hard cheese. Again, very easy. Look at this nice slice I just made. Gives you those nice even slices. There's no cracking here. With the wire, there's less drag and pull on the cheese, which helps prevent breakage. And last but not least, Parm as our hard cheese. Look at that. Amazing how well it works on Parm. So now you've seen the awesomeness of Swiss Mars adjustable wire cheese slicer. Now the only thing left to do is to make sure that your customers have it in their stores. We are continuing our cheesiness with Swiss Mars' beautiful, brand new Barcelona 3-piece cheese knife set. This is the perfect set for any cheese and charcuterie board, no matter what the occasion. For the holidays like Easter or Mother's Day or barbecues, wine nights, family night, this set is the perfect choice. It's a 3-piece knife set made completely of stainless steel. There's different knives for the different cheese types, and that is all about knife function for the cheese and avoiding cross-contamination. We have a cheese cleaver for medium cheeses. We have a moist cheese knife for moist cheeses. It's also a multi-purpose knife, so it could be used on things like charcuterie. And we also have a Parm knife for Parmesan or other hard cheeses. They all have a unique sandblasted handle, very pretty. It's one complete piece. There's no welding, which makes for a very durable knife, and you don't have to worry about knife heads snapping off. It comes in a nice gift box. This makes it easy to merchandise and also makes it a great gift. It is a very stylish, all-around good-looking set. It is the perfect set for completing any cheese board. Today, we're using the cheese cleaver for our semi-soft cheese here on the board. I already made some slices, which encourages your guests to start eating the cheese board. Think of it as an icebreaker. Then we have our Parm knife or Parmesan knife for cutting hard cheese. And on our board, shocking, we have Parmesan cheese. This is perfect for slicing or cutting chunks. And last but not least, we have our moist cheese knife, which is for cutting moist cheeses. And that has to do with the design where it has holes in the knife, which helps prevent sticking because it has less surface area for the cheese to stick to. But today, we are actually using it on charcuterie. The blade works extremely well on the charcuterie. Now, the only thing left to do, besides making sure your customers have this in their stores, is enjoy this cheese board. Bon appetit! Let's talk about spring must-haves when it comes to Xylus. Starting with our famous Xylus Easy Spin Salad Spinner. Did you know that Xylus actually invented the salad spinner? It's true. It does up to 4 to 6 servings at a time. It quickly rinses and dries lettuce and other greens. It has an improved handle, also has an innovative glide wheel, which makes using this device effortless. It has a break button, not just for stopping, but the quick breaking action actually fluffs the salad. It has patented aquavent technology with the basket. That is what gives it its effective, quick drying process. It's easy cleanup. You rinse the lid and the basket. The bowl is dishwasher safe. It also has a rubber anti-slip bottom to help keep it in place while you're using it. And with the flat top, it's very stackable too. Last but not least, there is a 5-year guarantee. Let's take this baby for a spin, literally. So we're gonna do some lettuce, have some romaine over here, chop it up. We're gonna rinse. We've rinsed it off and we are ready to get spinning and drying. Here we go. Stops on a dime every time. Let's see how we did. Wow, look at all that water. Pretty awesome, isn't it? And for the spinach lovers out there, let's wash off some spinach. So as you can see, it works fabulously on lettuce and spinach, but it's also suitable for using on other greens and vegetables. Whenever you need to rinse and dry vegetables and greens quickly, the Xylus Easy Spin Salad Spinner is the solution. The Xylus Easy Slice Egg Cutter. This is a spring must-have for obvious reasons. Very popular around Easter with all those eggs, and a definite must-have for picnic season with all that egg and potato salad being made. It's also excellent for making slices of mozzarella for all those mozzarella platters you're gonna be making. It's no ordinary egg slicer, and it has many bells and whistles. It has 2 overlaying cutting frames, one for wedges, one for slices that you can use alone or together. It has a non-slip base to keep it in place when you're using it. It also has a very unique shell piercing tool, which is to prevent cracking in the boiling process. It's dishwasher safe and it has a 5-year guarantee. Let's see it in action. So we have an egg here and we're going to make some wedges. There you go. There's your wedges. We're going to do some slices. Just like that. Look at those beautiful slices. And last but not least, we're gonna use both cutting frames together. We're gonna slice and dice at the same time. How about some mozzarella? First, we'll do some wedges, just like that. And now we'll do some slices for those mozzarella platters you're gonna be making. Look at all those slices. For the easiest, fastest, and cleanest way for slicing or dicing your eggs, there is only one choice: the Xylus Easy Slice Egg Cutter. Moving on to the Xylus 3-piece knife set. This has been a crowd pleaser for so many years, and it's an absolute kitchen must-have, not just for spring, but any time of year. Very essential in spring with all the spring holidays, picnicking, taking your knives on the go, just having a good, reliable knife set at arm's reach. Whether it's in the kitchen, an RV, boat, or camping, this is the perfect set. The colors scream spring. You could color code your cutting if you want. They have a high carbon stainless steel blade, which helps the knife retain their sharpness for a very long time, and they can easily be resharpened. They have ergonomic handles that have a soft grip, which help reduce hand fatigue and also help with precision control. They all come with safety blades, very handy for storage and travel, but it also actually protects the blades from getting dull. It helps it retain its sharpness for even longer. Dishwasher safe, although hand washing is recommended to keep them looking nice and pretty. And they also have the Xylus 5-year guarantee. Let's see these knives in action. First, we have our utility knife. I love using mine for cutting up romaine lettuce for my salad. Look how well that works. Just goes right through. I also love this for slicing up an apple. So sharp. Voila. Next, we have our serrated paring knife. This works fabulously for slicing lemon and lime wedges. Cocktail, anyone? Wow, look at that. delicious. And last but not least, we have our paring knife. Everybody needs a good paring knife. I love using mine for cutting up a pepper. It makes decoring and removing the seeds super easy. And just like that, your pepper's all cut up. Both paring knives are excellent for peeling, paring, or any fine knife work you have to do. And no doubt your customers will love them for spring and beyond. Here we have our super famous Xylus rotary cheese grater. This internet sensation was in a TikTok viral video last fall, which I think has up to 15 million views now. It's an Olive Garden favorite, say when, and it's also a favorite of so many for grating cheeses, your veggies, chocolates, and so much more. This is perfect for grating cheeses on your favorite Easter dish, or grating chocolate on your Mother's Day dessert, and the list goes on. Some awesome features include the acid-etched fine grating drum, which is super sharp. It has great grating power. It was designed to grate more cheese in less time with little pressure. It has a comfortable non-slip grip with a non-slip handle and knob. It's ambidextrous for left and right-handed users. It easily disassembles for cleaning and to switch it back and forth for left or right-handed users. Dishwasher safe, and a 5-year guarantee. You may have noticed that there are 2 graters here on the table that are nearly identical, but there are a few differences. We have the classic grater and professional grater. Another thing is the classic grater has a yellow rim on the outside, and with the professional grater, it has a white rim on the outside. Lastly, probably the biggest difference is the professional cheese grater actually has an NSF certification. This is a certification in the food service world where some hotels and restaurants are required to only carry products that have the NSF certification on it. This is the grater that professionals use. We all know how much people love using things that professionals use. Now that you know more about them, let's see them in action. First, we're gonna use some Parmesan cheese on it, which is the most stereotypical usage of our rotary grater. You can also try it with carrots. And last but not least, chocolate. This is perfect for topping off your hot chocolate or your favorite desserts. That's the legendary Xylus rotary grater. It's really great, and your spring season would not be complete without this gem. And there you have it, the awesome spring must-haves from DKB Household to make all this deliciousness for spring entertaining or any time of year. I can't say enough good things. They are well made, easy to use, affordable, and downright fashionable. If you don't already love them, you will. And most importantly, your customers will love them for the spring season and beyond. Make sure to remind your retailers to stock up on all the spring must-haves. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day. Blast telling you all about the spring must-haves at DKB. And Matt, your latkes were amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know I'm still full from eating latkes, but after I get over my latke coma, I want to talk about what we went through, which was a lot, and hopefully it was good information that you can take out to your buyers and help your stores with our products to really be informed and educated on how to sell all things DKB. Thanks for joining us.